Hello everybody, welcome back to BareRose Garage. What do we got going on today? Well, I'm over here at Dad's shop and his sanctuary. This is where he made a whole bunch of all of his money. In fact, you can even see in the floor right there where it's grooved in where his feet were. He rebuilt so many carburetors on that bench. Probably paid for all of this. Anyway, we're going to rebuild this 4300 Autolite for that 68 Mercury. So come on over here and I'll show you what's going on. This is part one, the teardown part. This is the fun part. What we start with here is these four simple little tools that Dad made. What are they? They're just a 5/16 bolt with two nuts on it. They make perfect little stands and they're adjustable. So we'll flip her over here. Perfect little legs. Kind of makes it like a table. Do 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 do. Yeah, I'd almost have to say all through the 80s, this is where my dad stood. Perfect. It's up and out of the way. Now you can work the throttle blades, everything, and it's the blades don't hit the bench as you're doing it. Makes it real easy to work on. Anyway, got the screwdrivers right here. They're all set up here against the back wall here of all the sizes you need for the carburetors. And on the 4300s, actually through quite a few of the Ford carburetors, I don't know why, but they always stick a flat blade one right here. I guess it's their trademark or something. It's just annoying, but anyway, we'll go and we'll undo all the screws here. Get everything started. Now, back when digital cameras first came out, when I'd get to this point, I used to take pictures of everything because every carburetor is just a little bit different. And there's a lot of stuff that's got to go back exactly the way it goes in. And another one on these Motorcraft Autolites, the center one for your air cleaner, I got it loose because I was trying to get it started in the Merc. But take this one out. This is actually holding the top on, so a lot of people forget that one and go to prying on this trying to get it to come apart, and it's actually this that's holding it together. Anyway, make sure you get that one. Anyway, back to my bit on that. Back in the day, I used to, like I said, take pictures of everything. I used to fill my phone up with pictures of a carburetor as I was taking it apart, of all the different pieces and parts. And then I would label them out on a piece of paper like this and snap a picture of them, and I'd label them as where everything went, so I'd make sure to get it all back together. Well, now that this YouTube stuff is taken off, this is where your YouTube channel can come in real handy, because if you're videoing it all and you forget where something went or how to get something back in, video it. All you got to do is rewatch your own video and it'll tell you where everything went. It's pretty handy. Anyway, so if you haven't started a YouTube channel, go for it. Then when you're taking your carburetor apart, it'll save your bacon as well. And who knows, it just might take off. Anyway, let's get back tearing this apart. So we got them all done here. Now we'll start taking the little old Jesuses out. For a lot of this, I use a little pick awl. Pick awl. Anyway, spin her around here. We'll start here on this one. This is your accelerator pump. Comes up here. What that does is when it comes down, it squirts the fuel. We'll go ahead and take it apart. This spring right here, this spring actually acts as the retainer for your linkage right there. So we got to get that spring out of there. Give it a hook. Come on out of there. Nice and gentle like. Just like that. We'll push him down there on the edge. Now, this is one of those parts where I was telling you about your YouTube channel and video and all this. This is a real bugger to get out of here because right now it hits the body and it won't come out. It's actually made that way so if that comes off, you don't lose it. But if I rotate the throttle just a little bit like that, get it started, and then a twist. Now down here on the bottom, it's got a keyway that goes into this bottom linkage right here. Let's see if I can get in there. Right here, that's got to go just right to get it all the way out. We'll go full throttle on it. I got to flip her up. Let's see. Right about just like if I hit the magic combination here, she'll just drop out of there. Let go. I'll come back to it. Now, there's a little bitty spring right here. This is the kick down for the automatic transmission. See that one right there? Little itty bitty spring. I'll pull that one up and out of there. So we got the silver one and the dark one. The silver one goes up to the throttle, to the accelerator pump. This one doesn't. Goes to the kick down. Get her on out of there. There's my kick down one. Little bitty guy like that. And then that one we'll just leave right on there because he's kind of happy being there. Alright, now we'll take the top off here. We got the choke. And this one's got a little "Oh Jesus" on it. Little itty bitty spring clip right there. You can kind of see it. I call that one the "Oh Jesus" one because usually it falls down inside there and then drops into the intake manifold, and you play heck trying to get it out of there. Okay, I think we're ready.
Yeah, we'll be back.
Have fun. As I'm laying them down here on the pad, I'm looking to see if there's any differences in the lengths. I know there's a... And why they put a flat blade in that one spot, I don't know. That's free, that's free, that's free. Had a cow magnet here. A wing nut? Oh, fuel filter. Always take the fuel filter off before you get too far. That's this guy right here. Got a little gasket there. And what are we going to do with it? We're just going to screw these all back down. Hold that gasket there. Show it on camera, so if I forget, I'll know what it is. That goes there. And I need my little needle nose. And we got a magnet. The one goofy one. See her there? Why they did that? I don't know. Same size, same size. Same size, same size. Same size, same size. Same size, same size, same size, same size. So the only long one was right here, right hand side of the hot air intake. Don't know for sure if that means anything. The secondary something or another. It's a little butterfly pin. On a cam. So we'll leave that guy together. Now the secondaries can open, because this sucker here is froze. And we'll come around here to this side. Oh, now it decides to fall off. That's the accelerator pump linkage. See, it's kind of goofy, weird looking there. Set it there. And she's on a hook. So that one comes off with the top plate. That is done. That vent. That was held together with one of these. So I'll go ahead and stick that back in there like that. And then the accelerator pump. There we go. It's got one of those fun time clips. Now these carburetors, that's another oh Jesus. I call it an oh Jesus because of that right there. Yeah, they like to come off and disappear. Anyway, on these carburetors, they're very well known for what is called the Ford bog. Two reasons on that. One, it's a very small CFM carburetor. It's only about 400, 450 CFM. That's all this carburetor pushes. The other one, there we go. I like to put it back on where it went, and I know that's the accelerator pump pin because it's got this now, and I videoed it. I'll set it right there. I'll get it off here. Anyway, you see here on the accelerator pump arm, there's 3 holes there. That's what that pin goes into. Now, if you want more fuel on acceleration, you move it to this hole. If you want less, you go to the far edge this way, right? Or no, I'm backwards. Anyway, that's how you adjust how much fuel you want shooting in on acceleration. When you hit the gas pedal, this pulls up, pulls on the accelerator pump, squirts an extra dose of fuel in there for acceleration. This is how you adjust that to get more or less, or generally in the middle is just the standard factory setting. In the Ford bog, you can play with that a little bit to try to help alleviate some of that. And there's the other bracket piece for it. This piece right here, this little dog leg, goes back towards the linkages. This little frog leg here with the flat spot goes toward the accelerator pump. So keep that in mind with the 4300. Anyway, I think we got her now. That one will come out once I pop the top here. So let's give it a gentle little bite here and see if we can get her to come apart. Generally speaking, they give you a pry spot. Is that the pry tab? Nope. Nope. Oh. And this one might be stuck. But never ever force it. Right there. Right against this boss, to this boss, just give it a gentle little pry and she'll pop. Now, get those metering rods. Oh, well, yeah, she's stuck. Yeah, that guy right there is, whoo, doggy. She is really stuck in there. Varnished right up. See if I can get it without. There she goes. Turn it. Ease her on out of there. Come on, baby. Come on, sweetheart. Now that little plastic clip right there, that little guide, goes right up in there like that and seals that top part for that. Seals that hole right there so it can slide a little with the choke pull off. So we'll set that guy right there. Boy, that piston there is just gummed right up. Right here, the way the carburetor works, I can show you here. There, see, this is the float that goes down in the float bowl. When the, just like a toilet. That's an easy way to describe it. This looks just like the inside of your toilet. When the water, or in this case fuel, fills up like this, it pulls on this little needle, this is called the needle and seat right here, and shuts the gas off that's coming in here. So when it comes up, shuts the gas off so it doesn't flood out. Whereas as you're driving down the road and you start using gas, it drops down, lets fuel in, fills up the carburetor bowl, and then when it's filled up, it shuts off. Real simple. Very, very simple process. Boy, that sucker is just gummed solid. That's the little vent cap for that piston right there that I can't think of the name of right offhand because I'm too focused on this. Now this stuff is all made from brass, so be very careful digging and pulling and prying on it. Boy, it's corroded up in there. And you can see there what ethanol does to brass. It's just chocked full. So that's the the float pin. And there's the float. Probably going to reuse the float because these ones, they work no matter what. So I'm going to go ahead and reuse the float. There's the needle. See that little rubber tip on there? That's what goes up, and there's a cone up inside of here. There, you can see it. Up inside of here, there's a cone that's shaped just like that rubber tip right there. When that tip goes up, it shuts the fuel off. When the float drops, it drops this down and lets fuel in. Very simple. So you can see there, these are the metering rods. Yeah, they're pretty well toasty up. Make sure we don't bend any of them. Okay, it's just missing this part of it, but I can visualize that. Now the reason I wanted to get this off in one piece is because now I can lay this down in the carburetor kit and find the one that matches this carburetor. Do your best to keep all of your gaskets in one piece. Sometimes you can't, but if you get lucky, it just makes it really easy because you can see right through these holes on what the right gasket is. A lot of times these carburetor kits are for multiple carburetors, so there might be 3 or 4 of these, or 2 or 3 or whatever inside that kit, and you just got to dig through them until you find the one that fits right. And the differences are going to be these little teeny tiny little holes and stuff, and you got to make sure that those teeny tiny little holes are still there and they're not plugging off passages that need to be there. Anyway, yeah, it's just nasty cruddy gas that's in here. It's got a big float bowl here. And the jets are just totally plugged right here. This is the main jets. And they make a screwdriver for this, an actual jet tool. That saves on these, but if you're real careful, you can use a flat blade screwdriver. Good God Almighty, it stinks. I don't think I'm gonna get anything out of that. Ew, just sludge. 100% sludge right down in there. You can see this carburetor, there is no way this could have run. It's just packed full of ooey bluey nasty stuff. It's just varnish. That's what gas turns into after it evaporates and is sit. And this thing sat since, what was it, 2005 or something? So that gas has had time to evaporate down into this sticky, nasty, what we call varnish. And then the accelerator pump that's stuck down in the hole there, That's your accelerator pump. Then I'll take one of my top base, same. Okay, so the only one different is that one flat blade, which makes sense. It's also the only long one. So that's probably why Ford did that. We tend to cuss them for things, but then when you get into them, you find out, oh, they did that for that reason. I see why now. Two more, and take these two out. If you're ever wondering on these too, you go over to start an old Ford that's got one of these 4300s on them. These two little towers right here, these are actually the float vents, the float bowl vents. You pour your gas down these little tiny holes right here on the outside to fill up the float bowl. They look like there should be screws in there, but they're not. Those are open to the atmosphere. Anyway, let's get this one off of here now. That's going to be a little bit better. Boy, she is stuck in there good. Okay, so we got the carburetor all disassembled and she's ready to go into Chem-Dip. Now, the secret with the Chem-Dip, I'll show you. This right here is the stuff that I use, Berryman's Chem-Dip. This is the old bucket down here below on it. I'm just using it for a spacer to stand up here. But on these buckets, these 5-gallon buckets, there's a secret to them. You can see here, it's a full 5-gallon bucket, but only about to there is full of carburetor cleaner. The rest of it up here is just inert oil to keep the carburetor cleaner from evaporating away on you. So when you put stuff down in here, in the little basket here, you fill the basket full of your carburetor stuff, and then you drop it down into the dip. Try to keep everything below this line. Now, you can increase that, but you have to buy the, not another bucket like this, you buy the add to bucket. They come in a, usually they come in a 1-gallon can. They're the exact opposite. They've only got about this much oil sitting on top, and the rest is harsh chemical. So when you buy these 5-gallon buckets, just keep that in mind. A lot of people are talking bad about them now because they're not as strong as they used to, which they're not. But a lot of that is due to, most of it is inert oil that just keeps the good stuff that's hiding down here from evaporating away on you. So I'm going to pop this open, and we'll drop that carburetor down in it and just let it soak away. This new stuff, I let it go usually for 2 days. The old stuff that you see down here, this thing's from the 80s, back when Dad was doing a lot of carburetors. You can tell they last for a long time, but it's finally lost all of its potency, so we had to get another one. Oh, I'm losing battery. So the old one has started to lose its potency, and we had to get another bucket. So that's where that comes from. These buckets, well, it's been about 3 years ago since we bought that one. Like I said, they last for a long time, as long as you keep them sealed up. You leave the lid off, or you, what we use is just an old brake rotor. Set it on the can. That keeps it sealed enough that it doesn't evaporate away on you. Got her all stacked in there, so my actual chemical will be right up about here. Then I can let it soak for a day, and then I'll rotate them, and I'll let them soak again, and I'll rotate them. Here she is. Whew. And it is nasty smelling. Just like that. So we'll button her up. Where's my brake rotor? Right here. Put the brake rotor back on it. That keeps any fumes from exiting. And just like Ronco kitchen appliances, set it and forget it. Now just walk away and let it just sit in there and soak. That carburetor cleaner will go in there and eat all that varnish out. Any rust, it just gets in there and it cleans all the passages for you while you just let it sit in there and wait. Now, like I said, this new stuff isn't anything like the old stuff. The old stuff would work, boom, overnight that would be done. But the new stuff ain't quite like it used to be, so that one's going to take a few soaks, a few nights to probably soak it all out. And then I'll take that kit back, get my right kit, and hopefully they got it. And then we'll go from there. Okay, so meantime, that's step one of rebuilding what is a 4300 Autolite for a Ford. And meantime, get out there and get some metal hot, even if it's a hot soak in some Berryman's Chem-Dip. We'll catch you on the next one when we're I'll probably show you when I take it back out, and I'll show you how to neutralize that. That's a step that a lot of people forget with Chem-Dip. You have to neutralize it, otherwise that stuff just keeps right on going and eating. But it's real simple. I'll show you on the next one. So stay tuned, and in the meantime, get out there and get some metal hot. We'll catch you on the next one.